Bada bing, bada boom. Social Informed Media.
This story comes to us from CNN.com. And this is number 2 of the 3 I'm going to give you about people getting shot for just being at the wrong place, the wrong time, or the right place at the wrong time. But apparently, in upstate New York, a 20-year-old woman was shot and killed after she and 3 others accidentally turned into the wrong driveway looking for a friend's house. And some people are going to go, oh, yeah, right, they turned into the wrong camera. I've done that. I've been driving and been like, oh, this is a dead-end street. And you pull up to somebody's driveway and you back up and you spin around and you go back down the street. I've done that. I mean, I haven't pulled into their driveway, but maybe they thought that was where the friend lived. Now, the woman identified as Kaylin Gillis was a passenger in a vehicle when a man, 65-year-old Kevin Monahan, fired 2 shots from his front porch, Washington County Sheriff Jeffrey Murphy said. Blake Walsh, Gillis's boyfriend, said he was driving the car the night they drove up the wrong driveway. He said in a phone interview that he, his late girlfriend, and 2 friends were looking for a party. 4 friends were traveling in another vehicle, and they also went up the wrong driveway. Walsh said, we thought we were at the right address. We didn't have any cell service to figure it out. As soon as we figured out we were at the wrong location, we started to leave, and that's when everything happened. My friend said, they're shooting, go! I tried to step on the gas as fast as I could, and that's when the fatal shot that struck Gillis came through. He said, I want to believe it was instant. I'm hoping it was. I'm praying it was. Because he didn't want her to suffer, of course. But the sheriff said the shooting happened in a very rural area with dirt roads and poor cell service. It's a very rural area with dirt roads. It's easy to get lost. They drove up this driveway for a short time, realized their mistake, and they were leaving when Mr. Monahan came out and fired 2 shots. He's been charged with second-degree murder in connection with her death, Murphy said. He was arraigned and a bail hearing is pending for this coming week. District attorney and defense attorney both have said. Now, after the shots were fired, Gillis and the rest of the group drove away from the house into the town of Hebron looking for cell phone service. They called 911. They were found around 5 miles away from the home in the nearby town of Salem. First responders began administering CPR, but Gillis was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, Monahan's attorney, Kurt Mouser, disagreed with the sheriff's description of events. He says this was not a simple case of coming up a driveway and turning around. The description I was given by my client is there were multiple vehicles, including a motorcycle revving engines, coming up the driveway at a high rate of speed. Mouser said Monahan felt that created an atmosphere and a fear that there was menace going on. The sheriff confirmed there were several vehicles driving together, a car with 2 passengers, a car with 4 passengers, and a motorcycle driving up and down the street looking for the address. And it goes down from there. It's kind of lengthy if you want to go read it for yourself. It really talks about her, and she was going to college. And it goes down. There's a GoFundMe. But the basic thing is, he's saying, well, Monahan gives a different account. Of course he does. Of course he does. He's not, when these things happen, you have to understand people. I try to take people at their word. I really do. But there's always a little bit of caution on my side. And what I mean by that is, so people are saying, well, maybe they were going to break in, or maybe they were doing something, or maybe they were, menacing this old guy. Of course he's going to say that. He's not going to say, well, they came up, I got scared because there were people in my driveway, so I went outside and shot at them. He's not going to say that. And his attorney's not going to have him say that. His attorney is going to tell him, you've got to create as much fear in yourself as possible. Let them know you were scared to death. That's what his attorneys are going to tell him. Because they want to win the case. They want him acquitted. So, of course, they're not going to give the same story as what the sheriff gave. And the sheriff's story is largely related on what the witnesses are telling him and what the kids that were shot at were telling him. Well, maybe they're lying. Well, maybe the old guy with the gun's lying. It's like the kid in Kansas City. People were telling me they even said he was trying to get in the guy's house. No, he said he was trying to open the security screen door. Maybe he was trying to knock on the door because the guy wasn't answering. Obviously, he was in bed. Remember, he got up and to see what was going on. So what I'm getting at is when you have differing accounts, you have to sometimes play the common sense test. Okay, what makes more sense? I mean, even the 16-year-old in Kansas City, even his mom said he was going to pick up his brothers from a friend's house. So she said that's what he was going to do. So maybe that's what he was going to do. And in this case, they were driving fast up the driveway. Yeah, they thought it was their friend's house. Maybe they were, hey, come on out, we're going to have a party. The old man, he had a different definition of party.